In this lecture, we will be discussing about DC machines. DC machines. While discussing electromagnetism or magnetic circuits, I told you electromagnetism is important to understand two types of elements in electrical network. Okay. So I told you one is transformer, which we studied in the previous lectures, and the other one is electrical machines. So electrical machines can be classified into two types based on the supply or output. Okay, we call it electrical machines because an electrical machine can convert from mechanical to electrical, and from electrical to mechanical. If the input to the machine is electrical, then we refer it as a motor. And if the input to the machine is mechanical, then we refer it as a generator. Okay, if the input is electrical, then the motor converts electrical energy to the mechanical energy. If the input is mechanical, then the generator converts mechanical input to the electrical output. So as I told, in electrical networks, we have basically two types of machines based on the input. Okay, if it's operating on DC voltage, then it's a DC machine. If it's operating on a AC voltage, then it's a AC machine. DC machines, which we will be studying in this lectures, and AC machines are of two types. Either they are synchronous machines, or they are asynchronous machines. Okay, if the speed of the rotor is in phase with the speed of the stator, that means if it's synchronized with the stator, then those types of machines are known as synchronous machines. If the speed of the rotor is lagging behind, then those type of machines are known as asynchronous machines or induction. Asynchronous machines are also known as induction machines. Okay, there are also few special machines, either permanent magnet synchronous machines, in which instead of an electromagnet, a permanent magnet is used. Electromagnet is used in a conventional synchronous machines. In a permanent magnet synchronous machine, a permanent magnet is used. And SRM, switched reluctance motor, and few other types of special machines. Okay, so as I told, a machine can be operated as either motor or generated based on its input. Okay, so a DC motor converts electrical power to the mechanical power and drives a mechanical load. Okay, whereas a DC generator takes mechanical input, either driven by engines or by turbine or even by another motor, either DC motor or AC motor, and supplies electrical power with a terminal voltage, with a generated terminal voltage. It provides a supply to the electrical load. Then that type of machine is known as DC generator. A DC machine can be operated either a DC motor or generator based on how it is used. Okay, if you are using it, you can use it as a generator based on requirement, or you can use it as a motor. Okay, so what is the operating principle of a DC machine? Okay, we know that when a current carrying conductor is placed in a magnetic field, this is a magnetic field, and if a current carrying conductor is placed in this magnetic field, it will experience a force. A force will be experienced. Okay, it will experience a force. This force will be equal to B into I into L. Okay, BIL, sin theta, where theta is the angle, but if you neglect that one, this force will be equal to B into I into L, where B is the magnetic flux density, I is the current in this conductor, and L is the length of the conductor. This is a current carrying conductor placed in a magnetic field. I is the current in that conductor, and L is the length of the conductor. Okay, so DC machine operates on this principle. On the other hand, if a conductor is experienced a rate of change of magnetic field, then an voltage will be induced in this conductor with the basic principle of electromagnetic induction. That induced voltage will be equal to minus N into d phi by dt, where N is the number of turns. The induced voltage which will create a current to flow in this conductor, that will be equal to voltage E will be equal to minus N d phi by dt. It also can be written as B into L into BLV. Okay, that E induced voltage E can be written as BLV, where V is the velocity of the movement of the conductor. Okay, that induced EMF in this conductor can be written as B into L into V. This is the operating principle of DC generator, and this is the operating principle of DC motor. Okay, so the force experienced by the conductor can be visualized by using Fleming's left hand rule. As you can see here, if we hold our left hand with the top three fingers with perpendicular to each other, and this middle finger shows the direction of the current. If middle finger is showing the direction of the current, that means current in the conductor is flowing in this direction, and forefinger is showing the direction of the magnetic field. Then the force experienced will be in the upward direction. Okay, therefore in a simple DC motor can be explained with a conductor loop carrying a current, carrying a current of I ampere in a magnetic field. Okay, so as you can see here, there is a magnetic field between these two permanent magnet or electromagnets, and as the magnetic field is in this direction, and we have a single current carrying conductor which is placed like this. Current is entering from here and exiting from here, and we have connected to a DC source. And we have a commutator. Commutator action is basically, if when this conductor comes this side, it will be connected to the positive side, and it rotates and this comes to this side, and this whole side will be connected to the negative side. This is what is commutator action, and it is connected to the supply with the help of these brushes. Okay, commutator is rotating, whereas brushes are the fixed in nature. Okay, so as the coil rotates 180 degree, it will exchange the commutator will exchange the voltage position. That means this will be connected to the positive and this will be connected to the negative. So as you can see here, this is the current carrying conductor with I placed in a magnetic field. This side will experience a force in the upward direction, and this side will experience a force in the downward direction. So this coil will start rotating. So again, this coil will come here, then this will be carrying the current, and this will be carrying the current in this side. Again it will rotate, so this will provide a rotating action. However, as you can see here, if the current, this is perpendicular in nature, current carrying conductor and the magnetic field are in perpendicular nature. But if the both conductors are placed parallel to each other, when it is come to the top position, then there won't be any force experienced, because BAL sin theta, sin 0 is equal to 0. When it is parallel, there won't be any force experience. This can be solved by using number of conductors. If we use another conductor perpendicular to this one, another conductor, and if we divide this commutator into 4, if we use another conductor, then this conductor will experience a force. It will keep on rotating for the continuous period. Okay, this is the principle of operation of a DC motor. Okay, basic principle of operation of a DC motor.